We'll start the class. Harihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Uvajjayanam, Nome Sarvasahunam, Mangalam Bhagavan Viro, Mangalam Gautamo Gani, Mangalam Kund जैन धर्मोस्तु मंगलम सर्वमंगल मांगल्यम सर्वकल्याणकारकम प्रधानम सर्वधर्माणम जयतु शासनम जैनम जयतु शासनम जैनम जयतु शासनम तीन सार वीतराग विज्ञानता शिव स्वरूप शिवकार नमः त्रियोग संहार Jai Jinendra. In yesterday's class, we completed the third Dhala of Chhah Dhala by Pandit Daulat Ram Ji, and we discussed some detail Nishchay Samyak Darshan and Vyavahar Samyak Darshan. And in that title, we discussed the nature of the 7 elements Sat Tattva. We also saw the 25 faults, 25 dosh, and some
The voice is
or the 8 components of right belief. Now the yeah,
the
tell
voice
me.
the voice and video is cracking actually. I mean, it's
Okay,
not
is it
clear.
happening for every? Is the voice cracking for others as well? Jinali ji? Okay,
Please let me know what
let me just
settings
switch
I
my
can
net.
change because it's disturbance is coming in.
Yeah, once. No, so for me, internet is showing full. So I'm asking others. If it is the same thing for others, then I think others, can you hear me? Subhaji, Jinali ji, am I audible?
Yes, but in
Yes,
between the voice goes
yeah.
away.
Okay, I'll just change my net. Wait. Okay, I think now you guys should not have a problem. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Jenny ji?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. Yeah. So we already discussed the third dhala, and the main idea of the third dhala was Samyak Darshan or the right belief. As we know, the path of liberation is the unity of Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charitra. So we have already discussed Samyak Darshan in the third dhal. Fourth dhal, we shall, discuss primarily Samyak Gyan in the first around 9 stanzas, and after that we will discuss the Samyak Charitra, which is Ek Desh Charitra. So this is how the fourth dhal is placed. Now, a lot of you, after hearing the glory of Samyak Darshan, want to understand how do I get Samyak Darshan? What is the way, what is the practical approach that I can also manifest Samyak Darshan, and what is the right Purusharth? So, the Purusharth is actually in Gyan, because now I don't remember if I have given this example. Consider Purane Zamane mein, in the olden times, what used to happen is if a father wants to marry his daughter, then all the hard work of finding the right groom, the right family, education, all of that is done by the father. He will, get the reports done. He will ask a few people. He will observe the boy, what he's doing, how much he's earning, what is his nature, and how his parents are. So all the hard work the father is doing. The daughter completely places her trust on the father. So father says, this boy is right for you, blindly without even seeing. The girl gives the Varmala and marries him and believes that this is my husband. So this is how Shraddha and Gyan work. Gyan does all the work. Tattva Nirnay, knowing the seven elements, understanding Hey, Upadey, all of that activity happens in Gyan. And then what happens? Shraddhan just does Varmala on Chaitanya. Okay, now this is my true nature and I am going to accept it as my true identity. Okay, thoda clear hua? Are you guys with me on this? So we will start with the first stanza. I will just share my screen. Okay. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yeah. So first stanza is a doha. सम्यक श्रद्धा धारी पुनि सेवहु सम्यक ज्ञान स्वपर अर्थ बहु धर्म जुत जो प्रगटावन भाव. What does it say? Samyak Shraddha Dhari Puni. So first, I am going to try and manifest Samyak Shraddha or Samyak Darshan or the right belief. And then Sevahu Samyak Gyan. Attempt to acquire is the meaning written over here. But actually, the moment Samyak Darshan is manifested, Gyan also becomes Samyak Gyan. But as I mentioned in the last class, Samyak Darshan is like 0 to 100. Direct you from Mithya Darshan to Samyak Darshan. But Gyan and Charitra, they purify themselves gradually. Like this Samyak Gyan will become pure and become Keval Gyan. Samyak Charitra will become pure and manifest into complete Vitrakta or Yathakhyat Charitra. Okay. So Gyan and Charitra's manifestation is partially pure. So Sevahu Samyak Gyan means now make efforts to increase the purity of your Gyan, of your knowledge. Okay, your Prayojan Bhut Gyan or the knowledge of seven elements is correct, is right knowledge. But the other knowledge also, we have to continuously, after Samyak Darshan, the Samyak Drashti Jeev isn't complacent or okay, now my work is done. He is continuously, being involved in reflection, in contemplation, in reducing his attachment. So that is the effort which is ongoing. Okay, so Samyak Shraddha Dhari Puni, Sevahu Samyak Gyan, try to, increase your knowledge, try to get more purity in the knowledge. Now, what is the function of Gyan? Swa par arth bahu dharmajut. So, Gyan or the knowledge attribute of the soul, its function is to know self and non-self. It can reflect everything that it comes across. Okay, so Gyan ka swarup kya hai? Janna. To know everything. It can know all the dravya gun paryay. It can know things which are not even knowable by your five senses. So that is the power of knowledge. Okay, we are not only dependent on the senses. What the eyes can see, I can see. The knowledge, the power of cognition in your knowledge attribute is so marvelous that all the inventions are taking place in the knowledge first before even coming into existence. So Gyan has an infinite potential. Okay, so Gyan's function is what? Swa par arth. It knows the self, it knows the others. How does it know? Bahu dharma jut. So self and non-self have several attributes, several different dharmas. Like every substance is anekantmay, or it has multiple facets, multiple perspectives. And the knowledge attribute of the soul has the power to know each and every substance, whether it is self or non-self, in multiple ways, from multiple dimensions, and also in a comprehensive way. Okay, so that is the potential of your knowledge attribute. So it knows everything, it knows self, it knows the Shuddhatma, it knows the other things around it, and along with all the different attributes in several ways. Jo Pragatavan Bhan. Bhan means sun. Okay, so in the way, like the first ray of the sun is sufficient to completely eliminate the darkness, right? In that way, Samyak Gyan, the first ray of Samyak Gyan is sufficient to eliminate all sorts of ignorance or Mithya Gyan. So like the sun illuminates itself and all the things, the entire Prithvi is illuminated by the sun, in the same way, this Samyak Gyan not only illuminates the soul substance, but in its reflective power, the entire universe can be seen. So it is like this big sun. Okay, Gyan Surya is a analogy which is very often used in many shastras because of the property of the knowledge attribute, which is the primary attribute of the soul. It is the characteristic through which we can identify the soul. So here we are going to sing praises of Gyan Gun of the soul. Let's read this. Jaini ji, read.
True faith leads to right knowledge. As the sun illuminates self and others, the right knowledge knows the self and the alien substances with their attributes.
If anybody has any questions, please ask. Okay. So now from here onward,
G, can you please repeat that relationship between the illumination of the sun and Samyak Darshan?
okay. So and Samyak Gyan. Okay, so sun, the way the sun rises, the first ray of sunlight, what happens? The darkness of the night disappears the moment the sun rises. In the same way, when Samyak Gyan is manifested, our darkness of ignorance, since infinity there is darkness of ignorance, right? But only that one ray of Samyak Gyan is sufficient to eliminate that ignorance, is what I said. Yeah, is that clear now?
Yes, G. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So now this is Rola Chand. सम्यक साथे ज्ञान होय पै भिन्न आराधो लक्षण श्रद्धा जानी दुहु में भेद अबाधो. So what this means is that when right belief evolves, at the same moment right knowledge also evolves. So like I explained yesterday, darshan, gyan, charitra, all these three attributes, the moment the soul achieves self realization, Samyak darshan becomes samyak, gyan becomes samyak, and charitra's one ansh also becomes samyak. So all the three are together. So what they are saying, samyak sathe gyan. So along with the right belief, right knowledge also manifests. Samyak sathe gyan hoy. However, these two are different. They come together, but yet Samyak Darshan and Samyak Gyan are not the same things. You have to understand that these two are different attributes of the soul. Pay bhinna aradho. They are two different things. Okay. So what it says, simultaneously with right faith, right knowledge manifest, but they are different. One must know that they are different. Okay. So how they are different? What is the difference? So Lakshan, their characteristic, Lakshan of Samyak Darshan is Shraddha. Okay. The power to believe or the faith. Okay. So Samyak Darshan's characteristic is belief and Samyak Gyan is Jani or knowing. The ability to know, sense, judge, perceive, जो भी बोलते हैं, that is the function of Gyan Gun. And the ability to believe, to identify is about Shraddha Gun. Okay, so these two are different because of their characteristics. Duhu mein bhed abadho. So in this way, abadho means that there is no doubt that these two are different. So what is the characteristic of Samyak Darshan? Samyak Darshan's characteristic is without any kind of Vipreet Manyata or any kind of perverse conviction, the true belief of the seven fundamental elements. Vipreet Abhinivesh Rahit Sat Tatvartho ka Shraddhan is the Lakshan of Samyak Darshan. Without any perverse belief or perverse conviction, knowledge, the right belief of the seven fundamental elements. This is the characteristic of Samyak Darshan. Sat Tattvo ka Shraddha. Got it? And what is the characteristic of Samyak Gyan? It is the ability to know self and non-self without any sanchay, viparyay, and anadyavasai, without any doubts, without any illusion, and without any uncertainty. So, in this way, the lakshan of Shraddha or Samyak Shraddha and Samyak Gyan are very different. And we have to understand them in that they are separate. They are not the same thing. So, what is the relationship then between Samyak Gyan and Samyak Darshan? So, to explain that, there is a Karan Karya Sambandh, cause and action. Like I pushed the ball and the ball rolled. So, my pushing is the cause and rolling is the action. Over here, they have given example of Prakash and Deepak. So, Samyak Karan Jani, Jnana Karaj hai soi. Samyak darshan or right belief is the cause and the action is samyak gyan. So even though they are together, there is a cause and effect relation. Okay. Yugpat hote bhi. So they arise together. Yugpat means to come together in the same moment. And now the example is Prakash Deepak Tejoy. The moment you light the lamp, that same moment there is illumination of the surroundings. Is there a time gap? I lit the lamp right now, and after 10 seconds, I can see illumination? No. The moment I will light the lamp, the same moment there is illumination. So, Prakash or the light comes the moment the lamp is lit. So, the relation is what? Karan Karya, lighting of the lamp and illumination. Okay. In this same way, evolving of the right belief and getting the right knowledge. So there is a Karan Karya relationship between these two. Did you all understand? Is it clear?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
Others, did you all get it? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So let's read this now. Yeah, Subhaji, read.
Even though the right knowledge and the right faith manifest simultaneously, they are both different because they are the modes of different attributes. Right faith is the modification of the pure faith attribute, and the right knowledge is a modification of pure right knowledge attribute. Right faith means faith in 7 elements without any contrary opinion. Right knowledge means to have the right knowledge of self and alien substances without any indecision, erroneous cognition, and inconclusiveness. The right knowledge is the principal action, naimatik karya, for which the right faith is the auxiliary cause, nimitta karan. Therefore, from the perspective of cause and action relationship, they both are different. When there is a right faith, then the right knowledge occurs. Therefore, the right faith is known as the cause for the right knowledge. When there is lamp, there is light in the same manner. When there is right faith, then there is right knowledge.
Okay. So now we are understanding what are the types of right knowledge. So you already have done the chapter Upyog. So in that we have seen there are 5 types of knowledge, right? Mati Gyan, Shut Gyan, Avdhi Gyan, Manapariyay Gyan, and Keval Gyan. We have done this, right? Yes? You all
Yeah.
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tas Bhed Do hai. So now under right knowledge, there are 2 main divisions. Okay. So Paroksh and Pratyaksh Tinmahi. Paroksh means indirect. Indirect knowledge. Pratyaksh means direct knowledge. Okay. So right knowledge or Samyak Gyan, in that there are 2 divisions, direct and indirect, Paroksh and Pratyaksh. Now Mati Shrut Gyan. So what is Mati Gyan? Mati Gyan is like your sensory knowledge. The knowledge of the soul which is dependent on the 5 senses and the mind is known as Mati Gyan or cognitive knowledge or sensory knowledge. So it is not that it is because of the eyes that the knowledge is generating. Now one must understand that knowledge is the attribute of the soul. The eyes do not cause the knowledge, okay, but they are just nimit or the instrumental factors. Got it? We are not knowing because of the eyes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Somebody is saying something? No, no? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
ma'am. Just
So,
I just Medium, I told you.
Okay, okay, yeah. So they are the medium, yes, a good word, medium through which the soul knows, but they don't cause the knowledge. So Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan, both these are dependent on the knowledge from the senses and the mind, and that is why they are indirect knowledge. So without senses and mind, you cannot have Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan. Okay. Now, Mati Shrut Doi Paroksh. So these are the indirect because you are dependent on the body and the sensory organs. Aksha Man Te Upjahi. Aksha means indriya, sensory organs. Man means mind. So it right now it sounds like it is generated from that. So I already clarified the knowledge is generated only from the soul, but these are just the instrumental factors. Now, Avdhi Gyan is clairvoyance and Manaparya Gyan is telepathy. So, Avdhi Gyan means what? That a person or some in human mostly Muniraj have, but some other people also have Avdhi Gyan due to Kshayaksham of Avdhi Gyana Varnya Karma. But Dravya Kshetra Kal Bhavs Maryada. So, certain substances across certain times and across certain distances, they have clear knowledge of them. So, to give an example from here, I can know about the Sumeru Parvat, which is some, yojan and yojan far away. So, that kind of knowledge is Avdigyan, and it is clearly from the Atma Pradesh or from the space points of the soul. It is not dependent on any of the Indriya or Man. Okay. So many Muniraj, due to tap and all, they get Avdi Gyan. Devgati Jeev and Naragati Jeev by birth have Kuavdhi Gyan. Okay, so that is not Samyak Gyan. Here we are discussing Samyak Gyan. Man Pariyay Gyan as a rule only Bhav Lingi Muniraj have. Those Muniraj who have eliminated the three Kashais, Anantanubandhi, Pratyakhana Varan and Pratyakhana Varan, only they can manifest Man Pariyay Gyan. And Manpariyay Gyan means that the Muniraj can clearly know the thoughts in the mind of the other person. So if you remember yesterday's story, I said about Yashodhar Muniraj, he was Manpariyay Gyani, and he could see the repentance that Shrenik Raja was having in his mind. So this is the power of Manpariyay Gyan. So ये है देश प्रत्यक्षा. Partially they are direct. Okay, it's not complete perception. So in both of these, there is a limitation of knowledge. So they know, but there is a boundary beyond which they cannot know. Okay, and more the gyan becomes Vishuddh. So the capacity of these gyans also expands, but it is not like Keval Gyan. They don't know everything. Dravya Kshetra Pariman Liye Jane Jiya Swacha. So Pariman means a boundary. There is a boundary of substances, area, time, all of those boundaries. Within that boundary, the soul knows. Swacha means the knowledge is very clear, without any doubt. Okay, so it's Vishad Gyan. It is quite clear. They know it very clearly. Okay, let's read this. Yeah, Shishikala ji.
The right knowledge can be divided into two groups, direct and indirect. The cognitive knowledge, Mati Gyan, and articulate knowledge, Shrut Gyan, are indirect because they are acquired with the help of the OF, the double F is wrong, sense organs and the mind. Right knowledge of cognitive and this articulate scripture knowledge are direct at the time of the self-realization, because at that time the sense organs and the mind are not the instrumental cause. Clairvoyant and telepathic knowledge are partially direct because the soul can have partial knowledge of the matter in the form of the substance, dravya, area, kshetra, modes, call, and attributes, bhava.
So here you must have noticed right knowledge of cognitive and articulate are direct at the time of self-realization. What does it mean? That when the soul has Atmanubhuti or the self-realization, that self-realization is known as Pratyaksh Anubhav. Okay. So it is also for souls like us. We don't have any of the Avdi Gyan, Manpariya Gyan. Okay, Keval Gyan ka to sawal nahi hai. So in which knowledge does Atmanubhav take place? So it is due to Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan. But Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan at the time of self-realization are not dependent on the senses or the mind. So that experience of the soul is pratyaksh. Doesn't mean that at that time you need the senses or the mind to know the soul. That soul is known in that Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan, which are directed towards the soul itself. So clarification is there in Samaysar Gatha 144 and Rahasya Purna Chitti by Pandit Todarmalji. If you are interested, you can just go through that. So that it is
Ji, if
no
you don't mind,
Anubhav.
can you, Ji, if you don't mind, can you please repeat it?
Okay. So during self-realization, now we are saying that Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan are indirect. They know only through the senses and the mind. Okay. But what about the time of self-realization? Self-realization is possible for all the Jeev who have Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan, right? So how at that time it is indirect? Do we know the Atma through our senses, through the eyes, ears, nose? So no. At the time of self-realization, this Atma is pratyaksh. The Anubhav is pratyaksh. It is direct at that time. Anubhav pratyaksh. Doesn't mean that the knowledge is as clear as Keval Gyan, but the Mati Gyani and Shrut Gyani can know the soul directly at that time. So at the time of self-realization, the sensory organs are not the instrumental cause for knowing the soul, is what we are trying to say here. आंखों से देखने से आत्मा नहीं दिखेगा. You understand? So by continuous contemplation in the Shrut Gyan and the application of Bhed Vigyan or the differentiation and the attempt to catch the soul. I know it's not the right word, but the attempt to realize that okay, this knowing faculty or this consciousness is me, and separating it from all the rag, dvesh, vikalp. So that exercise happens in Gyan, in Shrut Gyan itself. And Bhav Shrut Gyan is actually Atmanubhav. Okay. So this is what we are talking about, that at that time, that happens in Shrut Gyan itself, and it is Pratyaksh at the time of self-realization. Thoda thoda
Yes,
samjha?
thank you, Ji.
Yeah. Okay. And one more thing I want to highlight here, the difference between Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan. Do you all understand what is the difference? What's the difference between Mati Gyan and Shrut Gyan?
Ma'am, shall I go?
Yeah, go.
See, Mati Gyan and the Shuddha Gyan is more, it tells more about that thing what we have known through Mati Gyan. That
Okay.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, so Mati Gyan is like direct knowledge, directly through senses.
Just say,
Suppose
yes.
I touched the fire, okay, and I sense that it is hot, and Shrut Gyan will tell me that next time don't touch the fire. So that
Yes.
articulation, that realization happens in Shrut Gyan. And continuously we switch from Mati Shrut all the time. Okay. So this is the power of Shrut Gyan. So this is how it is different.
So Shrut Gyan is
Mati-
application of
Sorry?
Mati. It's an
Shuddha,
application
ma'am?
of Mati.
Shrut Gyan is a deeper. So whatever subject you have known through Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan understands it deeper and draws conclusions about it. It's like that. It's articulation. It's a deeper knowledge.
But Shuddha Gyan follows the Mati Gyan. First, every soul
Yes.
attends the Mati Gyan. Then they follow the Shuddha Gyan. Am I correct, ma'am?
Yes, yes. So this object which is known through Mati Gyan is known better in Shrut Gyan. So first Mati Gyan. So pehle darshan upyog. It always starts with darshan upyog or the general perception. After that, it is Gyan upyog of Mati Gyan, and then Shrut Gyan. And then Shrutmati, it goes on oscillating. Okay. Nature of perfect perception. Okay. So now we already understood Mati Gyan, Shrut Gyan, Avdhi Gyan, and Manparey Gyan. The fifth Gyan is the Keval Gyan. So what is Keval Gyan? Sakal dravya ke guna ananta pariyay ananta. What is the power? What is the potential of Keval Gyan? Sakal dravya, all the substances. Every single substance that exists in this universe with ananta ananta jeev multiplied by ananta anant is the number of pudgal dravya, individual parmanu. And the, akash, kal, every dravya along with their anant gun, infinite attributes of each and every dravya. So keep on multiplying. Paryay ananta, and every gun has anant paryay, infinite paryay of every moment. So Keval Gyan knows all these infinite dravya with their infinite gun and with their infinite paryay of past, present and future. So everything that can be known, jo bhi gne, that is the knowable. Anything that exists, anything that will probably exist is clear, specific, and much more clear in Keval Gyan than in anything else. Okay. जाने एक एक काल. So ऐसा नहीं है. So it's not like all these different things are known sequentially or at one moment one dravya is known. Everything is known at the same moment. At this moment, they know infinite past and infinite future of all the infinite substances. So just imagine the amount of infinite the Keval Gyan knows. Okay. So जाने एक एक काल प्रगट केवली भगवंता. It is pragat. So that knowledge which will, matlab, that thing which is going to happen maybe millions and millions of years later, right now it is spushed in the knowledge of all the Kevali Bhagwan. Okay, so this is the power of Keval Gyan, and we should have Mahima of Keval Gyan. Why? Because each and every Bhavya Jeev has this same potential. Your Gyan Gun right now, due to Gyanavarniya Karma, is knowing just like a droplet of water in the ocean. Its knowledge is so meager, but the potential is to know absolutely everything. Now, the another one of my favorite lines. ज्ञान समान न आन जगत में सुख को कारण. Similar to Gyan, there is nothing in the whole universe which generates bliss. There is a famous saying in English, ignorance is bliss. I think that is quite foolish because ignorance is not bliss. Gyan is bliss. Samyak Gyan is bliss, Keval Gyan is bliss. Knowing everything is blissful because knowing is the nature of my soul and knowledge brings happiness. Right knowledge of self and others is the generator of happiness. Now, just imagine that you identify yourself as the pure soul who is Anadi Anant, who is not going to be affected by any external force. Doesn't this knowledge, bring you some sort of peace and relief from anxiety? So, everything in Tattva Gyan, the more and more you know, and the more and more you are clear about it, this knowledge brings bliss, this knowledge brings satisfaction, it brings contentment. So ज्ञान समान न आन जगत में सुख को कारण यह परमामृत. It is the supreme nectar. Okay, this Samyak Gyan is the generator of bliss. Not only that, it is Param Amrut. It is like that elixir which is going to cure your maladies or your diseases of Janma, birth. Jara means old age, Mrut means death. So this cycle of birth, old age and death and all this diseases of birth, old age and death is going to be cured by the Amrut of Samyak Gyan. And that is why, Bhavya Jeev, you have to focus on how to attain this Samyak Gyan. Anybody has any question? I hope it's clear. Rajeshri ji, please read.
The knowledge which can directly know the past, present, and the future of all substances of the universe with their infinite attributes and their modes in one of the smallest unit of time is known as an omniscient knowledge and perception. In this transmigratory life, right knowledge is unique and blissful. It is like supreme nectar in removing the misery of life, aging, and death.
Okay, clear everyone? We saw all the 5 types of Gyan. And directly no. So the Keval Gyan, of course, it is not dependent on any of the senses. That is why it is direct. So from the space points of the soul, Atma Pradesho se direct Gyan. It knows all the past, present, future with their attributes and modes in one Samay. So every Samay, Keval Gyan knows all the things that are happening. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see the next one. So this I already discussed with you earlier. Koti janma tap tape gyan bin karma jareje. So now we are seeing the mahima of Samyak Gyan. What is the glory of Samyak Gyan? Why we should attempt to acquire Samyak Gyan first? Because Koti janma tap tape gyan bin karma jareje. It is not only written in Chaitala. This is also there in Pravachan Sar and in Ashtapahur. That for thousands of births, a person is doing tap, is performing austerities, is doing penance, and the amount of karma which he will shed, okay, for billions of janma, he is doing tap, and the amount of karma that he will shed will be very less. Jnani ke chin mahi, in one moment, the knowledgeable soul or the samyak drashti jeev will shed how much karma? Much more karma than him. Trigupti te sahajitare te. So millions of births mein jitna karma this person doing tap will shed, the same karma will be shed by a jnani in just one moment. How? By engagement of Trigupti in the soul. Mind, body, and speech activities are stopped when the soul is attaining self-realization. So at the time of self-realization, there is no thought activity, there is no vachan, and there is no activity in the body because the consciousness is completely engaged in the soul. Okay, so at that time, because of trigupti or the stoppage of activities of mind, speech, and body, the karma are shared like exponentially. Okay, and the same person is doing tap for millions of birth, and the karma is not shared. So this can show that in removal of karma or in nirjara, even though scriptures mention that tap se nirjara hoti hai, but what is the meaning? What is the connotation of that tap? So I'd already told you, ichha nirodho tap, the absence of desires, and as a result, the bodily activities that take place is the real tap. So in all the tap also, your nishchay tap or that absence of desires or that purity of the soul holds precedence because that is what is going to destroy karma. Bodily activities are not destroying karma, they are happening as a side effect. Okay, so understanding this, our effort has to go to acquire the right knowledge. And how will you acquire the right knowledge? That also we will discuss. Munivrat dhar anant bar grevak upjayo. Now, this Chedala, in the beginning I mentioned, is like your own autobiography. This is your story. Okay. So, you as a deluded soul has taken Muni Vrat how many times? Anant bar. In your previous births, you have become a Dravyalingi sadhu. You have, abandoned the house, taken the 28 mool gun, lived in the forest without clothes, without food and water. For how many births? Anant bar. Becoming a Muni for infinite births, you died with delusion, Gravyak Upajayo. So 9 Gravyaks. So above the 16 Swargs, there are these higher heavens, Now Gravyak, Panch Anuttar, Panch Anuddesh, and all those Viman are there. In those places, Shravak cannot go after death. Only a Muniraj can go, and this person has gone till the 9th Gravyak, which is the maximum a Mithya Drashti can go. And in that also, he has lived for many sagars, enjoying the heavenly pleasures and everything. And then again, he has fallen back into the transmigratory cycle. Why? Because here we are. Previously, we became a Muni but did not get Samyak Darshan, and our cycle of rebirths has not come to an end. Okay. Pay Nij Atam Gyan Bina, but without the knowledge of the self, knowledge of who am I, that self realization, the self experience, Sukh Lesh na payo. Lesh is the important word. Not even an iota of happiness. He has still not tasted what is bliss. He just doesn't know what is happiness. Even though he became a Muni, or even though you became a Muni in your infinite past births, you went to the higher heavens, you enjoyed heavenly pleasures, and yet without the knowledge of the soul, there has not even been an iota of sukh. Not even this much sukh has come out of all the efforts of millions of births. You did uppas, you did, everything. You renounced your house, you ate simple food, you did whatever you had to do, but without Atmagyan, nothing helped, and there has been no, nirjara of karma. And just understand that Agyani Jeev, whatever nirjara he does, he immediately binds new karma. For example, if you are taking a loan, the loan is for 6 months. Now, in 6 months, you are not able to repay that loan. So what you do? Now you take the loan from another bank and pay to this person. Okay. So tell me, did your debt reduce? यहाँ से लेकर वहां दिया. So the debt is the same. In the same way, some karma is going in tap, but at the same moment, because of lack of samyak darshan, you are binding another karma. So whatever is going is coming back in another form. You understand? So you are never rid of that karmic cycle. So this is what avipak nirjara, savipak nirjara. Like whatever you are shedding, you are also gaining back. So that kind of nirjara is useless, and it happens to agyani jiv or mithya drashti soul. Whereas gyani jiv, because of this self-restraint, because of their consciousness engaged in the soul, they are able to destroy karma very fast. Shuddhopyog or self-experience or atmanubhav is the only chavi, is the only way karma gets eliminated or dissociated or destroyed. There is no other way one can, possibly find a shortcut ki nahi, samyak darshan is difficult, let me do this and that will cause karma to go. It doesn't happen. And without it, sukh lesh na paye. Okay. No effort is going to give you anything. You want sukh, but these efforts are not going to give you any kind of sukh. Is this clear? Are you all understanding?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Jinali ji, read.
The ignorant person has no right knowledge, and as a result, the process of austerity performed by him is known as Bal Tapa, austerity with wrong knowledge. He may perform austerity for millions of life and birth cycles and can lose some of his karma. While the enlightened person with the right knowledge removes lots of karma in a moment through the restraints of the mind, speech, and body. The soul has taken birth in the nine-neck dwelling celestial Navgravyak realm infinite times as a result of accepting the five great vows in the form of a non-enlightened ascetic with physical sign, Dravya Linga, without achieving spiritual bliss.
So who is this Dravya Ling ascetic? So he does not have Samyak Darshan, but externally he is following all the rules and regulations of a sadhu. So all the 28 attributes, without clothes, everything he is following. Sharir ki kriya 100%, but without any right knowledge. So that is known as a Dravya Lingi sadhu. Okay, and taking Dravya Ling, the soul also goes to higher heavens. He does stuff, but without right knowledge, as I said, there is no upay, no way he can even step on the path of liberation. And as opposed, a Samyak Drashti Jeev of fourth Gunastan is in his house with his wife and children, he is earning money, but he is still on the path of liberation. So this is the stark contrast which we can see. Okay, so now in the previous one, we explained that why Samyak Gyan is important, because without it, all your tap and all the efforts are useless. So now he's saying, Tate jinvar kathit tattva abhyas karije. You want to manifest right knowledge. For that, Tate jinvar kathit. Now, every single word is very important. Do tattva abhyas or do self study or swadhyay, engage in studying the elements or the tattva. But what tattva? Jinvar kathit. The jinvar or the one who is vitragi, sarvagya, hitopdeshi, the omniscient, passionless God, whatever he has seen in his omniscience, he has given in his sermons, and these sermons are the path to true liberation. So, if you want to manifest the right knowledge, understand what is the right solution. Okay. So Jinvar Kathit Tattva Abhyas, whatever Jinendra Bhagwan has said, have full faith in that and then study it. Tattva Abhyas. Abhyas, you understand, is self-study, swadhyay, repeated contemplation. Again and again, engage your consciousness in the reflection of these seven elements, of the char anuyog, of the chha dravya, of the nature of the universe, of these principles that we are learning. Again and again, you have to keep on, churning them in your thoughts, like rumination, which I had mentioned. The cow ruminates its food, keeps on chewing the whole day. In that way, these messages which you are getting, keep on thinking about them. See, since eternity, we are under this Maya Jal of delusion, and we have all the wrong concepts of how things exist. By knowing what is the right concept, again and again, remove all your old thoughts and beliefs and understand the Vastu Vyavastha, understand how this world works, what is true, what is self, what is non self. All of these things you have to repeatedly do it. Okay. So, first do Tattva Abhyas, then Sanshay, Vibram, Moha. Sanshay is doubts. Like Bhagwan has said, I am a soul. Will it be true or no? So that is a doubt. Okay. Sanshay, Shanka Karna. So, this is a flaw in the right knowledge. Not being sure about it is kind of a flaw. So it doesn't mean that you blindly follow. I said it and I blindly believe it. So that is also not going to work. You yourself have to do this exercise of contemplation and do the tattva nirnay. Make decisions that yes, whatever has been said, now through my own reflection, contemplation, and pariksha, you understand pariksha? You study it from various aspects, you try and ask questions, clarify doubts, and then you become certain. Okay, so this is how it is. Are you getting me? What I am trying to tell here? I'm trying to tell how you are going to get Samyak Gyan. If there is any question, please ask me. So you clarify your doubts. So there is no sunshine about it. There is no doubt in anything. Vibram means ulta decision in knowledge. So in Sanshay, one will doubt, is this a rope or is this a snake? Okay, he is not sure. Now in Vibram, ulta decision. It is a rope, but in his doubt, he will assume this is a snake. Now rope ko snake dekh liya. So he has seen the snake. So now he is feeling afraid. There is no snake. It is only a rope. But in the darkness, because of his false decision, there is useless fear. So that is what happens in wrong knowledge. If you have wrong knowledge, you will have useless insecurities. That is why you have to have right knowledge. Now moha or anadhyavasai or indecision or uncertainty. Okay, let it be soul, let it be body, who cares? I don't even want to know about. So that is another dosh of Samyak Gyan, Anadhyavasai. Here they have said the term moho, but it means the same thing. Uncertainty. So you should not have any kind of doubt, any kind of contrary decision. Like something is like the rope and the snake. You should not have those ulta decision. Like I assume that I am the body itself. Okay, first there was a confusion. Am I a soul or am I a body? And then I am a body. Chalo, pati gaye baat. It's over. So this is Vibram and Anadhyavasai. I am not even interested in understanding who am I. So all of these are flaws of right knowledge or Samyak Gyan. And if they are there, the Gyan will remain Mithya Gyan. You will not be able to clarify or make correct decisions regarding the Prayojan Bhut Tattva or these fundamental elements, and you will not be able to identify your true nature or even get the right belief. So we have to work on these flaws. So Sanshay, Vibram, Mohat, Tyagi, you have to abandon these flaws. You have to remove these faults of right knowledge. Apo lakh lije. Apo means self. Lakh lije means experience the self. Just understand yourself without any doubt, without any illusion, without any uncertainty. You understand yourself and you get absorbed in it. Apo lakh lije. Okay, just attain the self realization. Whatever decisions you have made in your knowledge, you practically apply it and understand yourself. Now, one simple example is that a person had a parrot, and he taught the parrot, when the cat comes, fly away. Okay, the parrot started repeating, when the cat comes, fly away, when the cat comes, fly away. So next day, the master was not there, the parrot was alone, and the cat came. What the parrot did, he kept on repeating, when the cat comes, fly away, when the cat comes, fly away. But he did not fly away. You understand? As a result, the cat ate the parrot. Now, in this way, by studying these things, I keep on saying, I am a pure soul, I am a pure soul, I am a pure soul. मैं आत्मा हूँ, मैं ज्ञायक हूँ. But I actually do not identify myself as the ज्ञायक, as the knower. I do not make effort to, see myself as distinct from external substances, as distinct from attachments and aversions. I do not try to manifest that vitrakta. Then it is like that parrot, just saying things without any practical understanding or realization. So, this is not what should happen. After understanding these elements, after careful reflection, introspection, one has to realize, who am I really? And correct the belief. And that is how you will know yourself. Okay, this is how you will get rid of delusion and get samyak darshan. So this is the process. First, you know the elements, understand, introspect, do bhed vigyan, and then understand, who am I. And this is how you will become samyak darshan. Now, next two lines, another two favorite lines. यह मानुष पर्याय सुकुल सुनी वो जिनवाणी, इह विधि गए ना मिले, सुमणि ज्यो उदधि समान. This Manush Paryay, or this human form, human birth, as I have said repeatedly, that the human form is the most conducive to understand this. In Narak, there is nobody who is going to give you Upadesh. Tiranj Gati, the possibility of getting Upadesh is very meager. In Devgati, amidst all the comforts, nobody wants to, make efforts in self-realization. But in human birth, it is the most, probability of doing dharma is maximum in the human birth. So this human birth, then Sukul, you being born in a Uchkul, in a good family, in a Jain religion, you are getting the Upadesh of Jinwani, of Dev Shastra Guru. So this kind of an opportunity is not going to come again. It is quite rare. So यह मानुष पर्याय सुकुल सुनी वो जिनवाणी, the opportunity to listen to Jinwani. Just see around you and count how many Jeev, what is the percentage of Jeev
Excuse me, the video is pausing and the voice is breaking.
having this opportunity to listen to Jinwani is also rare. Engaging your manvachan. Okay. Is it happening for everyone? 1 second. Okay, I'll just again change my.
Yes,
network.
there is a disturbance.
Okay.
Disturb. Breaking completely.
Okay, can you all hear me now?
It's clear, ma'am.
Is it better now?
Yes, yes.
Yes, clear.
Okay. Okay. So did you all catch what I was saying? Like, Tattvabhyas. First, know the elements. Then we do careful reflection, introspection is abhyas. Then removing all the, and then realize yourself. All of that was clear.
Yes, ma'am.
The example of the parrot and the cat. Yeah. Okay. So all of that was clear, I guess. Yeah. Is this? I want response from some of you at least. Are you all catching what I'm saying? Okay,
Could
fine.
you please repeat it? Actually, some words are being missed because of the pausing of the video.
Okay. So, ताते जिनवर कथित तत्व अभ्यास करीजिए. I was saying that for knowledge, one
Again, it's
has to
pausing.
okay.
Yeah, there is little disturbance.
Okay.
Uh,
Is it okay now?
No. It's still, there's a lot of disturbance. Sorry to point out about the disturbance, but these are very important chapters, so I had to tell.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yes, I agree. No, I completely agree. Okay. Yeah, is it okay now? Is the video still pausing?
No, it seems it's fine.
Okay, so I will just quickly recap what I said. Tate Jinvar Kathit. So we are discussing how do we actually attain the right knowledge. So we earlier saw that without the right knowledge, even penance for millions of years bears no fruit, gives no sukh. So that is why we need to attain the right knowledge. And to attain the right knowledge, do tattva abhyas or reflection of the elements or prayojan bhut tattva, but the important word here was jinvar kathit. The omniscient God in his knowledge has seen the nature of the universe, the nature of the soul, and has given the right updesh because he has no ragdvesh. So that updesh is true. That decision you have to make. So jinvar kathit tattva abhyas. One has to repeatedly reflect and contemplate on this without sanshay or doubts. Vibram, which means opposite conviction. Okay. And in that, I gave the example of rope and the snake. In the darkness, one sees a rope but decides that this is a snake. And this false conviction causes a lot of agony. Because of prolonged knowledge, you are afraid. In this way, you have identified that, false conviction. I am the body. So now you are afraid if anything happens to the body, is something happening to me. So this wrong knowledge is causing agony, is what we are saying. Moha or Anadhyavasai was non-interest, indecision, uncertainty. I may be soul, I may be body, I may be whatever, who cares? So that disinterest in knowing the right thing is known as anadhyavasai. All these three are flaws of samyak gyan, and one has to get rid of them to get the right knowledge. So doing this, what should one do? Apo lak lije. Know yourself, realize yourself. After all of these things, one should focus on knowing the self. And in this, I give the example of the cat and the parrot. The parrot keeps on repeating, when the cat comes, fly away, when the cat comes, fly away. But when the actual cat comes, he doesn't fly and the cat eats him. He just goes on saying. In this way, if we just go on repeating what we are reading, is not going to serve the purpose. Okay, when I'm saying again and again, I'm the soul, I'm Shuddhatma, in your belief, in your knowledge, you have to catch that I am Shuddhatma, I'm nothing else. And this kind of conviction, makes you fearless. Then in the wake of any kind of ups and downs in your life, you are unaffected. You are always joyful because you know that your happiness does not lie in the external things. Everything is transient and I am the permanent, pure, eternal substance. So this realization has to come from within. And that realization is going to lead you towards the right belief and not any of the external effort. Okay. Then we said Yah Manush Paryay. This human birth is quite rare. We have already said it. And in this human birth, it is the most possible to actually make any effort for self realization because in Devgati, due to Punya Uday, nobody is interested in any of this. I'm talking about the Mithya Drashti Dev. Then in Narak, there is no possibility of Updesh. Where is the Jinvani? Where is Shastra? Where is Muniraj? Nothing is there. So in Narak, also possibility of Updesh is very rare. In Tiryanj, again, there is no possibility that one can do Dharma Sadhana. Only in the Manushya Paryay or in the human birth, you have this golden opportunity. And again, in that, you are the selected few because you have got this Sukul or the Jain Kul. You are able to listen to Jinwani at, sitting at your own house. I mean, our Punya Uday is even more Utkrush. You don't have to go anywhere. You are in your own house, in your own comfort zone. At any time, you can listen to these sermons, you can study, you can understand, you can do everything. Okay, so you have the golden opportunity, you have this master key. Okay, Ih Vidhi Gaye. Now, if you miss it, what will happen? So they have shown the picture, I think, on the next page. If you throw a precious gem into the ocean, okay, you are in the boat in the middle of the ocean, you are throwing a gem. What is the possibility that you are going to find it again? So it is very rare, very difficult. Maybe after a lot of effort, you may be able to find it. Okay. So in that same way, if you are throwing away this gem of Manushya Bhav into the ocean, you may not get these circumstances again. You may become a human, but you may not get Jain Kul. You may get Jain Kul, but you may not get Upadesh. So all the circumstances right now are in your favor. You are at the topmost people who have the patrata of going to moksha because you have Jinvani, you have Manushya Paryay, you have everything. And this opportunity should not go waste. If anytime you feel like doing something else in your life, you just copy paste these two lines. "Ih vidhi gaye na mile, sumani jo udadi samani." Nothing else is important. Everything is subordinate, okay? Money and everything is dependent on the fruition of Punya Uday. Your effort has to be there in self-realization. There is one famous saying, "Yah bhav bhav ke abhav ke liye mila hai." You have got this birth so that you can end the endless cycle of rebirths, and that is where you have to be all in. 100% Purusharth has to go in this direction and not in any other direction. Okay, so this is the picture I'm talking about. Okay, who has not read? Priyanka ji.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jini.
Discriminative science, Bhed Vigyan, is important for one to understand the difference between soul and alien substances. This knowledge comes from deep study of the scriptures as preached by the omniscient lords. This knowledge should be free from indecision, sanshay, erroneous cognition, vipray, and inconclusiveness. Andha vashay,
Anadhyavasai.
anadhyavasay. The human life is very precious. It comes about very rarely. As a jewel thrown in the ocean is almost impossible to get back, the same is true for human life. The Jain family an opportunity to listen the discourse of the omniscient Lord. Therefore, one should not waste a single precious moment in this human life. One must pull all his efforts to obtain the right knowledge and make this life a success.
Okay. So now, again, the same thing, glory of right knowledge. Dhan, Samaj, Gaj, Baj. Dhan means wealth, Samaj, society, Gaj, elephants. Baj means, I think, the horse. Baj is horse. Yeah. So, Raj to Kaj na ave, your kingdom. Kaj means useful. So, all of these things, Dhan, Samaj, Gaj, Baj, the society, the family, the wealth, everything externally, your family, house, property, money, all these possessions, they are Kaj na ave, they are useless. Why they are useless? Because they are only till this birth, no? They are Sanyog. So for this birth, they are there. In that also, some come, some go. Today you have some things, then there will be Papoday, all the properties go away. then again something comes. So all of these keep on happening, and with them they bring anxiety. So they are not useful to the soul. They are actually causing misery to the soul. You understand that? ज्ञान आपको रूप भय फिर अचल रहा. So this samyak gyan, now all the other external things are useless. They are not helping you in any way. But this right knowledge, it knows the self. Gyan aapko roop bhai. Now when the knowledge knows itself, that self experience, that bhed vigyan, substances of the universe, when you are attaining the self realization, fir achal rahave, then it does not move. Achal means what? Does not move. It's constant. Okay, yesterday you guys asked me what happens after we die to Samyak Darshan. It remains constant. Okay, so Samyak Gyan is always there. So ज्ञान आपको रूप भय फिर अचल रहा, it remains stable and constant. The external associations are unstable, transient, they come and go, they bring a lot of anxiety. But the right knowledge of the soul brings peace, brings stability, brings contentment, and brings bliss. You know, ज्ञान समान न आन जगत में सुख को कारण. Previously only we saw it gives so much joy and bliss that this knowledge is worth attaining. तास ज्ञान को कारण स्वपर विवेक बखानो, कोटि उपाय बनाए भव्यता को उर आनो. Now what gives this right knowledge? Swapar vivek, the ability to differentiate between self and non-self, between what is me versus what is not me. So we are doing Ved Vigyan in all the normal things in our life. Like you go to buy something from a shop, you see, say, 10 outfits. Out of those 10 outfits, in your knowledge, you distinguish what you like versus what you don't like. This is Bhed Vigyan. You all eat fruits. So we peel the banana, we discard the peel and eat the fruit. This is Bhed Vigyan, understanding what is useful and what is not. Okay, that you are applying in your daily life. In the same way, when you are knowing all these various things in your knowledge, the ability to distinguish that this consciousness which knows is me, is swa, and everything else which is reflected in the consciousness is par, is alien, is not my swabhav. So I understand gyan mein, baki sab par. So this distinguish, and then adopt what is me and discard what is not me in the belief. So all of this action is happening in your belief and gyan. Okay, so believe that this consciousness is me and everything else is not me. So that kind of exercise is known as bhed vigyan. Okay, and the more practice you do, the sharper it becomes. Your wisdom becomes like a chisel. If you have heard the term pragya cheni, it is there in Samay Sar. So with that chisel of your wisdom, you can, there will be a point where you can completely differentiate between what is the soul and what are the alien substances. But this is the actual practical process, bhed vigyan. तास ज्ञान को कारण स्वपर विवेक बखानो. So if you will ask me what should I do, so first step, tattva abhyas, understand the elements, repeatedly clarify your doubts, get your fundamentals strong. And once your knowledge is quite blossomed, what you should do, bhed vigyan, when day in and day out, din rat. Okay, so there is one also another kalash in samay sar, ved vigyanata siddha siddha yekil kechana asyeva bhavato baddha baddha yekil kechana, means this bhed gyan is the only one which leads, matlab all those who have become siddh till now have become because of bhed vigyan. You have to keep on doing it till now. Abhi bhi bhed vigyan, even after samyak darshan also this same process, the marg is the same, the purity goes on increasing. So you keep on differentiating yourself from non-self, identify yourself as the pure soul and get engrossed in it. It is as simple as it sounds. This is the only thing which you have to do. You don't have to do any tyag, you don't have to do any upas, you don't have to do anything now. The more and more you start differentiating yourself, your bhav of being involved in the sansari things go on reducing. So automatically you will reduce your possessions, you will reduce your associations, you will stop eating abhaksh, you will stop ratri bhojan, you will, that will happen effortlessly and automatically. Make effort in getting the fundamentals right. and everything else will fall. Okay. So now tas gyan ko karan swapar vivek. So you do bhed vigyan and then koti upay banai. Koti means crores. Do crore of methods, crore of upay. Make like hajaro bar try karo. Do your Purusha thousands of times, millions of times, again and again. Just do this. Bhed Vigyan. Banai Bhavya Tako Ur Ano. So, Bhavya means, oh, you Bhavya Jeev, eligible soul. You have to keep on doing this Bhed Vigyan and then manifest Samyak Gyan. You have to, completely get absorbed in it. That is the only effort you have to do. Okay, who has not read? Anybody is left? Jinali ji, did I give you a chance? Please read. Yeah, read. So,
Wealth, family, servants, elephants, horses, and even the kingdom are of no use to the soul. Right knowledge is the true nature of the soul, and once obtained, stays with the soul forever. The reason for the right knowledge is the discriminative science between the self and the alien substances. Therefore, the soul with the capacity for liberation, Bhavya Jiva, must put all his efforts into obtaining right knowledge with discriminative science.
so I guess I will just stop here. I wanted to do two more, but they are also quite deep. We will do them in the next class. And we can have questions now. Anybody has any questions? So no questions means either you have understood everything or you have understood nothing. So what is the case?
First one.
Yeah, you have understood everything. Okay, very nice. So anybody go on revising this. All of you saw the stories which I have shared in the group. No, Aditi is very
Not
honest.
yet.
No. Okay, so for homework, by the time we do for next class, please see these stories. I think you all can meet amongst you and discuss these stories. They are very important. They are in Hindi, but I am sure all of you know that much Hindi so that you can understand those stories. Yeah. So without
I'm
me
taking
coming,
an extra class next week, Monday.
I am planning to take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Are you all okay to come for 3 days? Yeah. Then it will be better because I intend to finish my syllabus till 10th of May because you have another paper after this.
We have
So
entire Dhala book. We have whole book for this semester.
yes.
Okay.
After this, you have Bara Bhavna also and you have Dravya Sangrah too. So, there is a lot to be covered for the third semester. So, if you all can come on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we will have class for 3
There's
days.
too much syllabus in one semester. It's very difficult to go so
But she
quickly.
can't do anything
So,
about
I
this.
will, yeah. So, third semester is a little bit difficult, but next semester onwards, it's not that much. This semester, we have also requested, but I can't do anything about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Any
Yeah, next week
difficulty
we
in
will
Samyak
go
Gyan?
to-
Yeah. Yes, Priyanka ji. Next
The
week.
topics are clear. That whatever we are learning is clear to us, but then so many subjects, it will become all khichdi in our brains. I mean,
कोई बात नहीं खिचड़ी खा लेना फिर. Yeah, so as I said, और कोई पुरुषार्थ नहीं करना है. So this is where you have to, go all in. And the more you will make efforts, आगे जाके it is going to be easier for you. Okay, so it's okay. If there is difficulty, your teachers are always there to help you. You can get back to us.
okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, Daniel.
Yeah. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है जा वाणी के ज्ञान से सुझे लो कालो सो वाणी मस्तक नमो सदा देत हूँ दो बोलो